And welcome everybody. We're back again with Kylie this week. We've been working with Kylie to get a bigger house campaign moving. We don't quite have the ad on yet, Kylie, right? Because I wanted to take today to make sure we had a smart campaign built.
Okay.
So when we start getting people opting in and the text messages start coming in, they get that auto text. So we didn't want to spend the money before that was ready. Another thing I want to point out is I remembered yesterday that we have this template inside the next level members area. The one that you see flying here, it's kind of small on the screen. That's an old video we had laying around back from the conversion days, actually, that I put in the next level members area. So Kylie, what we're going to do is we're just split testing two versions of the ad, one with the girl that we did yesterday and one with this image.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and Facebook will automatically rotate them for us, and whatever one performs better, we'll just turn off the other one.
Huh.
Yeah. So that's.
And how will you know? How will we know which one performs better?
Great question. When you go back into Facebook, and I can do that now. So when you're looking in your ad dashboard, you see how there's two right here. It'll show how many leads you got and the cost per result on each one.
Oh.
So then you can just turn stuff off and on right here, and Facebook will rotate the ads, but this is a very rough way to always be optimizing, where you say, okay, I've got two ads running. One is my control, one is the test. If the control gets beat, you replace it with another ad. You can always be getting better at your cost per lead.
Cool.
So, but usually what happens is one of these ads will kind of just work pretty good, and you'll be getting leads for $3 to $5 each, and you'll just kind of leave it running for a while. You won't stress too much about the optimization, but it's an option. So that's it. That ad is running. For next level members, that section is the marketing examples and templates. We have the bigger house in there. And then the examples of ads and things like that we're doing here will always be put in here for you to find. But moving on, what we need to do today to prepare, as I just said a minute ago, is to get Kylie a smart campaign built that talks to these new leads as they come in. So I did a little bit of homework so we don't have to build this whole thing right now. I spent some time building out some templates. And Kylie, as we go and build out this smart campaign, I'll ask you to, maybe you want to change the language and make it not sound like me.
Okay.
So that can happen if you guys are using the templates that you find in the members area. Remember, I'm writing a lot of these, or maybe Ernest or other people on the team, and they won't always sound like you. Just feel free to edit them. To talk like you would, and you'll see what I mean by that in a minute. So first thing we need to do is we need to set up a new smart campaign. I'm just going here into our automatic search alert that we set up yesterday. Assumed we set one up, but maybe we didn't get to that. So let's get that done. So what we always want to do is we want to have an automated alert set up for every lead source coming in. And I believe the hashtag we used was bigger house. Right? So anytime a lead comes in from that Facebook ad with the hashtag bigger house, let's make sure we send them those bigger homes in Pinellas County. I could have sworn we did this yesterday, but we'll review. I don't know if you remember, Kylie.
This particular page doesn't look familiar, but I do feel like you went through something like this. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll just do 2,000 square foot plus. We'll do price range $199. And I guess we'll just leave all the $1 million homes. No big deal. You wouldn't mind selling one of those $20 million deals.
Yeah, that'd be okay.
Yeah, go sell Tom Brady's house.
Yeah.
So now that's set up. So guys, what I just did, I know this is a review for a lot of you, but anytime we have a lead source, we want to make sure when those leads come in that they're set up for automated hashtag property alerts based on the hashtag coming in for that ad. This way, even if we do nothing, and we're slackers and we get too busy and we don't do any follow-up at all, at least they'll get an email from us, on a regular basis with real estate, relevant to the idea they initially opted into. So we're going to send them 2,000 plus square foot houses after they come in on this ad I was just showing you.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So that's like kvCORE 101, I would say. Get everybody on search alerts. Okay. So now let's go ahead and layer on top of that. We want to make sure that if we're spending money for our ad, we want to do as much as possible to convert these leads. Let's go back into Marketing Autopilot and start to build out a conversation starting smart campaign. That's what I've been calling it. So our goal will be to just get people talking to us. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to create a new campaign. And I'm going to say when the lead is moved to hashtag bigger house. Next, fire, bigger house, conversation, started campaign. So this is just a name. You can give it anything you want. I think the system wants something in the description. I just put a few dots. This always run is, I'm going to put that to no. Basically, that means that it'll always run even if there's another campaign assigned. So I want to be careful, and I don't want this to run it for your defaults and things like that. Honestly, I get a little confused about what that always run means sometimes. I always have to go ask somebody at the company, and maybe somebody watching will chime in and bust my head about this here in the chat. But I just turn it off to be safe. So that's all set. We know that this campaign will trigger whenever that hashtag is applied, add new campaign. Okay, so now we see it sitting down here at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on so that it'll actually go, even though there's nothing in there yet. So kvCORE wants you to just make, if you're building a campaign and you're in progress, you're not ready for it to kind of start working, you can always just toggle it off. But I'll leave it on there. I'll click into the campaign. And then I'm going to start to add campaign actions to that. And, I got to tell my boss here that I'm on the webinar. I got a boss over here. Not Michelle, the actual guy. All right, so now I'm going to do add action. And then I'm going to start to add emails and SMS. Know that you can do a lot of stuff with kvCORE. You can actually send automated voicemails and videos. But we're going to keep it simple for today. We're going to do emails and SMS. Let's do a call, Kylie. I'm going to...
Yeah, I was going to actually ask you about that. When it triggers a call, it doesn't come from Kylie though. There's a different phone number.
Yep.
And is there a way that I can make it so it's my phone number?
No, no, the way the system works for tracking, it uses your smart number.
Okay, so that's fine. I mean, that's normal and that's how it is.
Yep. Now, what you can do, you see this task reminder or this call me?
Yeah.
If you want, you can just say, hey, you'll schedule a task for yourself, and then you can just call them from your cell phone.
Okay.
And that would bypass the system where it kind of calls both of you and connects you at the same time.
Right. Yeah. I tried that last night with Ed, and it was cool. It was cool, but it didn't let him know that I was calling. It was just a number that came in.
Yeah.
Right?
And the reason it does that is so that everything gets tracked. But you can just say, hey, I kind of want them to see my cell number coming because you, like you said, you actually pick up the phone, you're cool with people calling you, texting you and stuff.
Yeah.
Direct. So we'll just do a task reminder and we'll say, call bigger house lead. And then my template, they want a template for the task. We'll just do call and leave voicemail. It's just going to tell you in the system, remind you to call them as a task. And then we'll just set that up as minutes. And then 1 minute after the lead comes in. So the first thing the Smart Campaign does is tells you to call. The next thing it does, and actually, Kylie, I'm going to put this, you can call right away, but I'm actually going to put this to 15 minutes.
Yeah. You
can play with this because when I do, what we are going to do is we're going to send an SMS text. Cool. Initial bigger house text. All right, we'll just name it that. And then I was spent this morning, so everybody didn't have to watch me write these. We have these templates sitting inside the mastermind, like a rough version of them from a few weeks ago. So my first 3-minute initial text is this. It says, hi, lead name. Thanks for checking out the bigger house on my website. Just curious, are you thinking about selling your current house or holding it as a rental? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's cool. I was thinking, it's funny that you're the one that writes these. You guys write these because I like them all. When I was going through and looking at all the templates, I was like, oh, I like the way that's written. So,
well, the ones that are cool, I wrote. The ones that sound a little like weird, it was probably one of our sales guys, just for the record. But yeah, there's a handful of us who've written them over the years. So
yeah, cool.
We get mixed reviews. We'll say it like that. All right. So, but I just wrote this one this morning, and then I'll show you, you can go into your templates and always just change this template.
Okay.
you know, and it's kind of merging in their name. It sounds pretty personal. I mean, most people probably realize it's automated, but at least a lot of people will feel rude not to reply.
Yeah, I like that.
So and then we'll do minutes, and then we'll just like 3 minutes later, just so it feels a little bit organic, you know.
And how does the lead's name get put in there? Do I have to go in there and put the lead's name, or does it generate when they put their name in there?
Great question. So when the lead comes in from from the ad, it's going to go into the system with a name, and then this is a merge tag that we've placed inside the template.
Perfect.
So I'll show in a minute how to remind me. I'll show how to get that merge tag in. There's a little bit of a hack. You have to kind of type the bracket, and it brings them all up. A little bit of a hidden thing in kvCORE. So, so that's our initial text. I'm going to add an initial email now. And then I always just search. I remember I like to name them, see how I have bigger house for each one, so it's easy to find. And then that one is, hi, here's the link to the Pinellas County bigger house list you just requested. See how I kind of link that. Let me know if there are any specific areas of property features you're focused on, and I can do some research, reply back. So,
cool.
You know, again, if that doesn't sound like you can always change it. Just the main kind of takeaway for everybody watching, try to sound personal and conversational, you know, and remember, people have really short attention spans. Try to keep it as short as possible. Yeah. Even as I read this right now, I'm like, wow, I'm wordy there. That's a long sentence. so just be mindful of that stuff, but this will do the trick. And then we'll send that email around like around the same time that they're getting the text. So the system will then just send that. I had 4 minutes, so I'll do 4 right there. So initial email, initial text, and then I just have a few more events here. Let's just keep on, go a little quicker. Bigger house, second email. I'm going to start to forget what they are, but let's see, bigger house. Our holding or selling. I added this to go out maybe like the next day.
Cool.
And what this one is it says, hi, first name, forgot to ask yesterday when you access the bigger houses list. So we're giving them the list again. When you buy your next bigger house, will you be holding on to your current home as a rental, or do you think you might want to sell it first?
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
Yeah. Did I ask the same question yesterday? It doesn't matter. People aren't paying attention. There we go. And then let's do the, we're just going to kind of build this out. Bigger house. 10-day email. I have this final email, and there's another text in between. Let's just get this done. Oh, it's a day 6 open house email. And this one is, hi. What I did was I ran a search for the bigger houses that had open houses happening. Right, so we're sending them a link. Now we're filtering by open houses, and then we're offering again. So this person's going to feel like, wow, this woman's all over me.
Yeah.
Like, she's doing, and really, realistically, what's really going to happen is if they do reply, you're going to move them off the campaign, so all this automation stops.
Okay.
Our goal is to get them to talk to you, and then you'll adjust their contact record, and you'll start sending them exactly what they want. Right?
Yeah.
So, but if they're not replying at all, they're going to keep getting these communications. So this one will run 5 days later, 6. And then I had another text in here. Let's go get that.
And you can go in and individually turn off these campaigns. Yep. Okay.
Yep. I'll show you that once we're done. I'll show you how to manually start and stop them.
Okay.
So our day 5 text, I think this one was about financing. Oh no, this one was, hi, just checking to see if you started receiving my property updates. Remember, we did an automated update, you know, that started going out. So 5 days later, they're getting this, and it's asking them if they're getting those.
Cool.
And none of this is set in stone. So here we go. And then there was one more, and this is my like trying to get people to, you know, there's this song. I don't know why this is popping in my head. There's this song by Dan Byrne about dating a woman. This guy, like a folk singer guy, he's got this lyric like, "Do you like me or are you ignoring me? Like, which is it? Like, just to, you know, shit or get off the pot, right? You know, whatever." So, bigger house. We're gonna send that text. Bigger house. Do you like me? We'll just call it that. But you'll see here. What is this one? It's like, hi, I've been sending this bigger house real estate info for the last week or so. Just want to make sure you're okay and want to keep receiving these updates. Now, some people, maybe I'm condensing this too soon. Maybe you say, hey, let's leave this on day 20. You can space out when these occur, you know, and the best way to do that is to just make some assumptions as you build the campaign, but then go back later, you know, based on what the reactions you're getting. Say, oh, this one should be 2 days later. And you can always just go in and change all of this. So we'll do that. And now at this point, this is probably the step that most people don't take, and a mistake that I've made most frequently in my internet marketing career is I'll focus on the lead generation stuff, the thing we did yesterday. We had all the fun building the Facebook ad, and you know, we got traffic coming, but people forget to do this follow-up stuff, this automation. Once we built this, now we can feel pretty good about driving traffic into this funnel, because we're going to spend some money, leads are going to come in, and now even if we don't do anything, this campaign will start to get people talking to us. The last little hack I like to share, I did this on the last time we did this webinar, is you can add a tag to transfer general campaign. And this tag would be, we could just do general follow-up or something. And what's cool about adding a tag at the end of the campaign as an action, this on day 10, a few cool things about this. One, you'll be able to quickly see everybody who's already gone through all the communications, and they'll have a specific tag. So if you're sending mass emails about specific stuff, maybe you don't want to overwhelm these people, so you might exclude them. The other thing you can do with this tag is you can trigger other campaigns based on the tag. So that's just like an element of marketing automation. That's kind of a next level, little more advanced tip, but just, you know, Kylie, put it in the back of your head. This is possible. You can chain campaigns together.
Cool.
So yeah, like if they, you know, like choose your own adventure. If they finish here, you could even do like, you can even leave this campaign going, but trigger another campaign in the middle.
Yeah. I like this because I online am often put into these campaigns apparently because I sign up for stuff or I'm interested in more information or a webinar or whatever. So it's cool to see the back end because I always wonder like, yeah, this person knows how to keep in touch with me. Like I'm getting emails every couple of days. I'm getting text messages and all that kind of stuff. So it's neat to see it from this side of it.
Yeah, this is where the world's at for marketing tech. And, you know, there's CRMs like Salesforce, HubSpot. Just know, guys, like kvCORE, a lot, like you are, Kylie, a lot of people are getting kvCORE at a really reasonable price from their brokerage. Yeah. You know, this technology out in the market is way more expensive than in a lot of cases, and it's tailored toward real estate. So
cool.
Just one of the challenges with kvCORE is just knowing that all this stuff is in here.
Yeah,
it's a lot. So this campaign now, I feel good. Like we can drive some traffic, and I don't know if I showed this yesterday, but I'm going to go into Eric's account and just show you kind of what this looks like. Kylie, we did this like 3 weeks ago as I was building out this section of the Next Level Mastermind. We did a starter homes campaign cool. That went to my brother's account. I just want to show people kind of what kind of responses this same framework has been getting. So here's one right here. Here's a woman apologizing to him. And Eric doesn't call anybody. He barely wants to sell houses. In fact, Kylie, I'll send you this lead because you're in our market.
Yeah, do it.
But look, she's telling her life story.
Oh my God.
This guy's replying is okay. This was probably the, hey, is it okay if I keep sending you stuff? Says is okay. Yes, thank you. Somebody said nasty. I don't know. That was a random one. I will call you at 12 noon after I get home from work. You know, some people say, no, I'm not looking. But look at this.
Wow.
That's, you know, this is somebody who doesn't do anything for follow-up. Now, if you're on top of these and you start having a conversation, you'll be busier and you can handle, you know, fairly quickly. Okay, let me I'm gonna have to log back into your account here. I'm just doing this in another window. So everybody who's watching live, if you guys are asking questions, I haven't been looking at the chat, but let me know, do you have a campaign running like this yet? And then I'll answer some questions real quick. So Yeah, so this is probably the biggest thing you could do with kvCORE for every lead source. Ken's asking, is there any way to create a template on the fly, or should they all be thought out prior? They don't need to be thought out prior. The way the kind of best way maybe to sketch them out is just open up a notepad and just quickly scribble out, day 1, day 2, and just think about what you want to send.
Yeah.
But inside the Next Level Mastermind, I mean, what I just showed you, that framework, a handful of text with the immediate auto text, the do you like me text at the end, and a couple of emails sprinkled in between that give them the same link they initially signed up for, is going to serve everybody really well.
So when someone asked that and you are suggesting to sketch it out, can we find your templates for all of those little, like the text message and the emails? Those are all within kvCORE or within the program, or do we have to create our own little emails?
That's a good question. So right now, inside of kvCORE, if you go to Smart Campaigns, we do have templates that you can pull in.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Now, this whole engine is being reworked. I don't know when. In the next quarter or two, hopefully we have a new version of this that's a little more user friendly. But you see all these ones right here. You can clone these in.
Oh, look, you see that I did that. Are you on mine?
Yes.
Okay, so some of them I cloned, but then I don't know what I did to them. Like I was starting to read them and I'm like, oh, I like this one. I like this one. And I see that I cloned some, but I don't know where they went and what happened to them. Like when you clone them, what do you do? What are you doing?
Yeah, so when you clone it like this, it should show up in your template, but you're gonna, that's part of what I'm talking about, the revamp of all this. Then you need to go search for what it was.
Okay, okay.
So yeah, it's not ideal, but that's how, and you can search up here for whatever that subject line was.
I see. Yeah. Oh, and you have all the text messages in there too. Like you've got templates for text messages too.
Yeah, so here's the text.
Perfect.
Now, now the stuff that I've been building on these webinars has actually been going into the Next Level Mastermind. But I'll probably request that these get added to the main kvCORE as well. In the Mastermind, we have our growth system section. And this particular conversation starting campaign, I have it in there. So let me go back to templates. So when I built yours this morning, all I did was I went into this page and I just started copying and pasting and just editing, as I built out your templates.
That's cool.
Let's show that because I kind of skipped that part. If you want to edit a template, you'll just type bigger house in the search.
Oh.
And then you can come in here and edit it. And I wanted to show you guys how to get the user info embedded inside. So what that looks like on text is you just click the bracket. I know it's real small if you're watching, but you click the bracket and it pops this all up.
Oh.
So you can just do like that, lead first name.
Huh.
And it'll merge it in.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, one thing that a lot of people obsess, they're like, hey, can somebody help me build a campaign? And I want a 2-year campaign. Right. But I think that this method, as I showed you in Eric's account, it works really well to just filter out the people who are hot. If you just do something that's 7 to 10 days, and then you are sending property alerts through the automated property alerts to all your leads, the property alerts kind of function as that longer term campaign.
Yeah.
And then sort of the next thing, Kylie, is once you start getting leads here, we'll probably talk in a week or two. Once you've got some activity, you're going to want to once a week start doing something unique for these people.
Okay.
So it might be, you might go to a house, maybe just go to a big vacant new construction home that has 2,000 plus square foot, get permission from, to take a video. And hey, it's Kylie at this listing. This is a great complex, and send them something where they can see you talking to them. Rich content that'll help convert them into leads into deals over time.
You've got lots of good ideas, Ryan.
Thanks.
Good at this. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So that's that. I don't think we need to go much further than that today. All I'll say, I have this ad live. I ran it out of our account because I don't want you to spend money on my ad that might not work. Okay. So I'm going to spend just a few bucks. We'll call it R&D. And once it's working, I'll get it all, make sure it's all solid in your own Facebook account.
Okay.
But you
and
should.
How do I keep an eye on it? Like, so that I know if I need to be doing anything for anybody.
Yeah. So do you have the kvCORE app installed?
On my phone? No, I don't, not yet.
So get that.
Okay.
Once you load that up, there's a setting inside of the kvCORE app that asks if you want push notifications when you get new leads.
Okay.
And it'll just ding your phone.
Oh, cool.
So as you get new leads, otherwise you should probably get emails as you get new leads. I think the system does that.
Okay.
One other setting here. Let's do this. I'm going to show everybody this, the behavioral alerts setting. So let me refresh. We're going to go to marketing autopilot. Okay, I froze up my computer somehow. Let's see. Okay, we'll go here. This behavioral automation, just take a look at these settings. And I'm going to set it so that when a new lead or prospect responds, move them into active. And then when they're moved to active, I'm going to turn off. The system sends a bunch of these automated messages to people. So I like to recommend it. It kind of looks like this. Keep these top 3. And then when somebody replies, let's stop the system from just sending automated stuff.
Oh, cool.
That's just a personal preference of mine. You can see what emails they send here. Or you can leave it on. So I feel at this point that you're pretty good. Like, you could almost never log into kvCORE again. I'm not advising that, but you could leave this one ad running, and if you only talk to the people who reply to this campaign, it'll ROI for you. You spend $5, even $10 a lead. You do the math. Even if 1% convert in a year, it's way better than paying a referral.
Yeah.
And this gives you the power to go and say, hey, I want to scale this up. Like, let's, instead of spending $10 a day, let's go spend $100 a day and get a buyer's agent.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. So
thanks for being such a good guinea pig. I think this is perfect timing. Let's let this run over the weekend. Kylie, you and I will chat.
Okay.
Let me know as leads start coming in. And then maybe if you're around Tuesday or at some point next week, maybe we'll do a quick check-in.
Yeah.
And some refinements on the campaign.
All right, perfect.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I'm going to hang out. Kylie, you can go. I'm going to hang out and answer any questions here. See you later.
Bye, thanks.
Okay. Dennis, the Next Level Mastermind, you can find that in the marketplace. That's basically where we're putting all these recordings and where we're recording specific tutorials around this stuff about how to build these growth systems, all of our ad examples. So the idea here, this is sort of beyond the basics of using kvCORE. This is the how to apply kvCORE and how to use it as a marketing tool in all the different ways that you can. So definitely just check out the marketplace inside of kvCORE, and you'll find it in the coaching section. Yeah, and Ernest is pointing out the stuff about the behavioral, so if people do come back, the system will talk to them. Jim's asking, and I don't know if everybody can see this, he's asking, I have a What's Your Home Worth widget that he just started, and he has a few prospects from it. And it says they just requested evaluation, and why is there no other info? Well, there's no other info because those people are abandoning the process. So when they get to that, let's take a look, go to my site. Taking a minute to load. Zoom's messing with me a little. So they're putting their address in, and then they're being asked for name, email, phone, and they're not putting the rest in. If that makes sense, Jim. Now that's a whole topic. I should probably do a whole webinar on that. But one of the kind of part of the inspiration for Thanks.io, it's also more of an e-commerce kind of project. But part of the inspiration was when you get leads like that abandon and you have the address, would be to send something physical in the mail, do retargeting, and there's other things you can do even if you don't get the full contact info. Annalise is recommending Search Bug. That's a good idea. Stephen, I'm sure Ernest can have a quick chat with you back and forth. Ernest, you want to just find Stephen Robertson? Shoot him an email maybe. Yeah, Ernest does 1 hour. If you click the coaching link inside of the marketplace, it's a one-on-one session. And yeah, people have said lots of good things, Ernest. You're killing it. So. Cool. I'm trying to get to everybody's questions. It's David. I love this question. My favorite question. Do you have a similar ad strategy campaign for listings? It seemed to me that almost everything is buyer lead focused. No. This campaign I ran for Kylie is a listing lead campaign. Let's go back and look at it. Let's look at the ad. No, I love the question. So Brian Hoylman, who's one of our sales guys, he and I talk about this a lot. And he's got this whole diatribe that I've kind of adopted about how you're not putting leads into your system. You're putting homeowners and renters into your system. So when we run this bigger house ad, we'll go back to the ad here. What we're really doing is we're showing ads to people who already own a home, and we're making them a buyer side offer. But we're putting a good percentage of these people will already own a home. And that conversation starting campaign is designed to get us talking to them. So if you serve these people on the buy side, or you just start having the conversation naturally goes toward, do you have a house to sell? You know, how long have you lived here? Things like that. So my first reply would be, that would be sort of my broader take on seller lead generation is just generate homeowners into your system, and seller leads will take care of themselves. That said, inside the Next Level Mastermind, there is a whole series. There's a pre-built growth system that shows a very specific ad campaign that offers home value reports to a home value report to people on Facebook, and then follows up. And what we're going to be doing here is we've integrated now with Dash CMA, which is part of the Inside Real Estate family. You can find that in Marketplace. Built an awesome CMA. So you will be seeing more content about that. But we have this whole flow. I have this whole flow that's worked. Ernest has tested it. I've tested it for a specific Facebook ad you can run that will get you people opting in via a Facebook lead form to get their home value. So the quick answer is I think they're all seller leads, but yes, we do have specific stuff. Also, guys, we have something really cool coming. Kind of a revamp of our old Nosy Neighbor product. It's actually totally rebuilt. It's totally kind of different. That'll be launching going into January. It's really exciting. That'll be a seller specific product. And then since we're just sitting here on the topic, I'll show you guys something I was working on this morning. But this requires its own couple of sessions, seller lead generation. Here's a just sold card that I built for Delia Davidson local here. She's we have a kvCORE account. And you see what's happening is she sold this listing, but the call to action is text message to get a free detail report that shows what a buyer might pay for your property. So you can do kind of print marketing, or you could do this kind of ad as a Facebook ad. Hey, we just sold, reach out to get a full valuation. So I just wanted to show this off because I've been wrapping my head around this. How do we integrate the kvCORE functionality into the direct mail, and using the text code here is what we did. Wow, these are great questions, guys. I'm just trying to get to them all. Let's see. The one-on-one coaching sessions are $100. It's just one at a time for an hour. We are thinking Orville, or is it Sam? Maybe your name's reversed, but we're thinking a little. We'd have to gauge demand. I wonder how much interest there would be in this kind of stuff being executed as like a monthly thing, where you meet with somebody like me or Ernest, and you kind of build these out one-on-one. That is something we're looking into, but we don't offer it yet. Thanks, Annalisa, for knocking out all these questions. Okay, I think we got to most people. If we didn't, feel free to use our Facebook group, insiderealestate.com/Facebook group. Will take you right there. Yeah, I guess we'll be back Tuesday morning. I'll be posting, not this replay, but I did do a walkthrough of how to create these campaigns recently, and I have the video all ready to go. It's on YouTube now. I'll probably post that in a group about this specific conversation starting smart campaign later today. Ken, we have that content in the mastermind group about running ads on Facebook. And I'll just stay here. I see people are still asking. The lead type is not the same as the campaign. I'm not sure. Annalisa, does it have to be a buyer or renter lead type? I think when you create the campaign, Andrew, you can, maybe you can just do all.
Yeah, when you set up that smart campaign at the beginning, you do need to indicate what type it's going to be assigned to. So it's similar to like, what type is it? Is it a buyer, renter, etc.? You can do all, or you can pick one or two or a combination of any. But if you specifically click buyer but don't choose renter and you want it to be applied to both, then it's only going to go to the buyer. So you need to make sure you get both.
Yeah. So I would pick all just to be safe. I don't think that would hurt, right?
I don't think so. Yeah. You might get an agent going, what is this? You know, but then you just put them on a recruiting campaign, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and you're filtering by the logic of the hashtag too. So, you know, that's,
yeah, there's a couple layers there.
Yeah. Yeah. Orville, I think, sorry if that's your last name, but the coaching session might help. Also, the Facebook group is a great place to go. If you really want the one-on-one help, the feedback we've gotten about Ernest's sessions has been awesome. A lot of people have gone through that at this point. Probably about 100 people, right, Ernest? And feedback's been great. So Ernest has some way of just getting you on the right path. I don't know what he does.
He's pretty amazing. I think that's what he does. He just imparts his amazingness.
Great. Okay,
yeah.
Orville's your cool. Cool. Okay. Well, thanks everybody for all the questions. We'll be back Tuesday at noon. You know, if you are a next level mastermind member, the replays are in the members area. It is a 7-day trial is free, and then it goes to $19 a month after that. And Annalisa, Ernest, and I are doing our best to make sure that you really get your money's worth in there. And I'm confident that you will if you decide to join us in there. So thanks a lot, guys.
All right.
Thanks,
awesome.
Bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.